It's been 10 years since he broke through with the hits I Don't Want to Be and Follow Through. Now Gavin DeGraw is out with his 4th studio album, Make a Move. He joins me now to tell us the story behind his new release. Gavin, great to have you here.
Hello, good to be had.
All right,
Thank you very much.
You're calling this the strongest album you've ever made. Why is that?
I think it is. I'm calling it that because it's new. I'm kidding. No, I think
it's a good answer, right?
Yeah.
Like it's the newest, it's the best one. You got to get it.
Yeah. I'm really happy with this one. It's a different type of effort, you know. But in a way, I think that this is sort of taking my last record, Sweeter, all the way, in essence, because Sweeter was my first approach at doing any co-writing, you know. Prior to that, I wrote everything alone. I wouldn't let anybody in the room while I was writing. I was very much, in a way, sort of a bit of a hermit about the songwriting process, you know. Then with the last album, I did some co-writing on 4 of the songs and wrote the rest alone. And then, you know, having some success with that album, particularly with Not Over You, I saw the benefit of it. The fact is, there are really great writers out there, great producers out there, great artists out there that are really worth opening your mind up to experiment with. And I was so afraid to try that initially. So now that the ball's, you know, essentially been rolling now with that type of idea, I said, you know what, upon the release of the last song, Soldier, I said, why don't I get in the studio and do more of this co-writing thing? And that's what we did. And I think that this particular album is very diverse. And I think that you can really hear all of the personalities that took place writing the album and all the different producers who are included on the album. I really think that it has a lot to offer stylistically, you know, as an artist, and it really opens me up.
Right, it comes through on the record when you listen to it.
Thank you.
And
I appreciate it.
You teamed up with Kevin Rudolph, Ryan
yeah.
Tedder, who you've performed with and played with before.
Exactly.
And was it hard to let go of that artistic creativity and artistic freedom?
No, not at all. I mean, I certainly didn't let go of it. I mean, I really think that working with other people helped bring more of it out. It made you less. It made you less conscious of people holding it all over your head if you say something or do something on the album to go, oh, I can't believe you would write something like that or say something like that. When you're in a room writing with someone else, you can defer some of that responsibility in a way, and allows you to take steps further in whatever direction you want to go, you know, and they can also help you find those directions. They go, okay, well, here's the lyric, here's the idea, here's the story, what do you think? You know, if when I say something like that to Kevin Rudolph, he'll go, you know, man, it's good. Can you make it dirtier? Huh. You know what I mean? And I'll go, oh, dirtier. Okay, how about this? Write something else. He'll go, all right, way too dirty. That's disgusting. You know, let's bring it back. You know,
rein it in, Gavin.
Yeah, exactly. So by working with other people, it allows you to have some kind of barometer on, you know, on the type of thing that you're doing. And it challenges you, but more importantly, it keeps you moving forward during the process. So if you hit a snare, they go, okay, well, don't worry about that. Let's go around it this way. Let's try this other direction, and vice versa. You know, and that could only happen with more personalities in the room.
You're the best I've ever had, and I'm trying not to get stuck in my head, but
So throughout this album, there's a lot of experimenting happening. I'm really fully embracing the landscape right now of what's happening in music. There are no rules anymore.
Yeah, I think that shows it between Mumford & Sons winning the Grammy of the Year for Album of the Year.
It's a beautiful thing.
Leading the charts and that kind of thing. It really opens it up.
It's a beautiful thing. And next year it might be a DJ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so whatever that means to other people, I don't know. But for me, what it means is that there are absolutely 0 rules, and that's actually a great thing artistically. It allows artists to experiment, which is really our job. You know, last thing I want people to say is, oh, if you've heard one Gavin DeGraw album, you've heard them all. That was the worst thing anyone could ever say about an artist, in my opinion. You know, you want them to hear something and go, oh, that's really cool. What is that? That's fresh. You know, there's something fresh about that. What is it? Oh, it's a Gavin DeGraw record. That's Gavin DeGraw? Oh, man, it's so crazy because it sounds nothing like the the one that I loved, but I could see where he's going with it, and maybe it takes them another couple listens, because they're basing their opinion on this new thing, on the old thing that you did. But perhaps you're bringing them with you in your journey to find new sounds, or your journey to try new types of songwriting, things like that. You want them to come with you, but you don't want to necessarily stop and go, well, if I try this out, then I'm going to alienate them. That can't really be on your mind too much. I think that your fans, to a degree, are going to trust that your taste is evolving, and hopefully for the better over time. Because you can't just go back and continue writing the first record. It's been 10 years since my first record.
Oh, that's what I was saying at the beginning of our interview. 10 years.
It's crazy.
How does that feel?
Yeah.
I mean, does it feel that long? 10 years?
It feels not nearly that long, and much longer at the same time. So it's hard to say, because it's really crazy. In some way, all of the timelines sort of get smushed together in your head because of all the different places where they're having success at different times, or lack of success at different times. How you can be having great success in one place one year, and that same year nothing is happening somewhere else. You're going, well, I don't understand, how it could be so successful in country A, and absolutely I cannot get arrested in country B. So what do I have to do? So it's funny the way that this whole thing works, but my answer's still the same. I don't know if it feels longer or not as long, because it's the whole time you've been sort of running, trying to make each moment count, and each second make something else snowball, hopefully, and have that effect. It's like this a never-ending game of lottery.
Well, here we are 10 years later, new album. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate it, Gavin.
Thank you for having me.
Gavin DeGraw's new album is called Make a Move. For this and all things entertainment, stay with CBSNews.com.